Stay tuned to the end of the video for a detailed explanation on how to change the head gasket. Well, unfortunately, this fix had to come to a very abrupt end because one of the valves is cracked and it's not really visible in the camera, but there's an extremely deep gouge going into the block, meaning that we would need this to be machined or an entire new block, which would cost well over $1,000. I already looked at junkyard prices and stuff, but my buddy wants to decide that he just wants to junk it, sell it how it is, and try and get another truck. So this thing has a little bit over 300,000 miles. Would have been cool to fix it. It was definitely possible to fix it, but unfortunately, since this truck is only bought for around $900, it would be better to just decide to give up on it before he already spent more than it was worth, but I think it's a good decision to finally get a new truck. So now, for you guys that are wondering how to change the head gasket, I'm going to do a little explaining on how exactly that is done. So to change the head gasket, what you got to do is that first off, you got to take, and this is only for 4-cylinder Ford Rangers. First off, you got to start by taking off the compressor the power steering pump, and the bracket. And then you gotta come on this side, and there's a bolt down here. There's this thing right here, and there's a bolt down there. You gotta unbolt that. You gotta unbolt the throttle body assembly and the exhaust manifold. You gotta unbolt all the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold. As you can see, this entire part has to come completely off. And also, I forgot to note, you got to take off the air box and the radiator hose that would have gone from the radiator to the block. So basically, after you did all of that, you would get to the block, and all you have to do is disconnect a few more wires, find out around where the wires are. Obviously, disconnect your fuel lines to be able to get to that part. And once you disconnect everything that's around from the top of the block, you'll be able to pull it out. Now you might have to do a little bit of prying because it is pretty heavy and the gasket might be stuck. Now unfortunately, I really wanted to see this thing run and I was pretty excited to put it back together, but that gouge in the block, it would burn up that means that we would basically have barely any compression because the valve is completely cracked. Now if it was just a valve, I would have changed the valve, but since it's gouged into the block, that's the only problem. So my buddy made the decision to just stop the project and junk it and try to get another truck. Well, now you guys know how to change the head gasket on the truck. You got the whole tear down process, and basically now we're just gonna, all you have to do is taking everything apart but in reverse. So see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.